Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dan Flack. I'm the head coach at the Baylor School and of the Baylor Swim Club in Chattanooga, Tennessee. It's a beautiful day to talk about some swimming, and here's a little bit of a cycle that we like to do to get ready for big-time championship meets for our 200, 500, pretty much everybody 200 and up swimmers. The 150 guys don't really mess with this too much. But if folks have swum for me, they've done this deal. So I'm going to go through, it's a 3-day cycle, okay? It's Monday, Tuesday, and then Wednesday, and it's a kind of a progression of 14 weeks that we focus on, and then we kind of taper off that as needed. First thing would be Monday to start out the week. We do a progression of a 75 fast on 50 seconds, followed by a 25 easy on 40 seconds. And by week, we start out with doing 8 rounds of this, then 12, then 16. It goes up each week by 4 repetitions of that block. And so it goes up to, when we're really cranking at our peak, it goes to 32 rounds. And then we kind of bring it on down like an airplane landing to the last week before we really start to taper. We go 4 blocks of it. How we do this is, again, it's a 75. This is primarily freestyle, okay? And what we're really looking for is that middle 25. That, in my mind, that turn-to-turn 25, what the kids are going on that and what they're able to bang, 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 repeat, that has great corollary to what you're going to get in competition, especially for like a 500 free or at the end of a 400 IM, something to that effect. I always joke and say once they get 6 laps into a 500, I've timed their 25s, I start doing math, and I have a pretty good idea of what they're going to go at the end. So you're doing this basic progression, and we get some really good swimming out of this. The kids know that it's a race, and they really compete. Once we get through this progression, say in week 4, we've done 20 rounds of this, we'll take a 200 easy, and then we'll go 20 rounds where they kick a 25 race on 20 seconds as fast as they can go, and then swim a 25 easy on 40. That same progression, okay? The thought process is, and historically it is held true, we just want our kids with big legs coming home. That's when you win the race, right? So that's what we're really trying to do here on this progression. But it works out very well, and the kids, once we've done it a couple times, they understand that I always say the information I get from the set is on those middle 25s, those turn-to-turn 25s. So I think they really do a good job, and I think it actually helps them, especially the more mature they are as a human being. I think it really helps them that they know coming in on Monday pretty much, give or take, what they're going to do. And then once we get through that 14-week cycle, we kind of diversify with a little bit more focus on their best event to see exactly, what they need to do as we taper. And then that taper is usually anywhere from 10 days to 2 weeks off that. But it's worked great long course. So if you only have short course swimming, I still think it's a very valuable set. We've had tremendous success where we have been able to go long course and been able to go short and have still carry over long. So that's our first day. That's Monday. Tuesday, I think they like better. Tuesday, what we do is, again, it's a 14-week cycle where we go 4 weeks of the main set is easy fast, and they're either working on their prime stroke or IM. I'm a big believer that you got to do all 4 strokes. Mr. Schulberg, my mentor, taught me that a long time ago. And it kind of breaks up the monotony. Maybe if they're freestyle, at some point their freestyle gets a little stale during this. But they can kind of rejuice themselves on other strokes. But it works out really well. We go 4 weeks of doing easy fast work at about 4,000 on the main set. And I would say it's about 60-40 of easy, pretty imperfect swimming and then 40% of the set is pretty much racing, okay? Usually not, the distances aren't too long. We don't venture much over like a 150 on the fast parts on this. Again, more repetitions, less longer chunks. And then after we do that 4-week block, we go a block of 8 125s or 100s. That's a dive set off the blocks on 5 minutes. Those 125s are freestyle. That's for our freestylers. That's for our 500 people, milers, etc. The IMers and the strokers do that 100 dive, and the fun part about the 100 dive is, for most of them, that first 25 is all underwater. So that really taxes you. They're working on their fish kicking underwater, and we start to get really good information on speeds and where they're at, and also playing with body lines and figuring out, okay, how do you travel fastest underwater? That really, they got to be tough to come home fast after doing that first 25 underwater. So those are 5 on 5 minutes. Then we'll go another 3-week block, same kind of deal as the 4-week block. Drop it down to the main set being about 3,600, so a little bit less. And this one, we also kind of focus on their weak stroke a little bit more for the IMers for sure. Take that next week, 8 125s or 100, same as before. We kind of compare. Hopefully, ideally, they're faster. Then we go 2 weeks easy fast, with the easy fast set goes down to 3,000. But the total time, it almost takes as long as the 4,000 one from the first 4 weeks. They're getting more rest at this point, okay? And then we're down to 4 125s, okay, so, or 100. So less reps. So again, ideally, we're looking for faster times on them. And then we go a week of 2,000 of easy fast stuff. And again, most of those reps are real short, lots of 50s during this component. And then we do a week of, again, 4 dives, 125 or 100 on 5. And then same as over here, we're once we get through this 14 weeks, then we really diversify and individually taper the kids. The third day is Big Set Wednesday. It's funny, this is the day we do the most yardage. But I actually think these 2 practices are much harder if you do them right. I always tell them on Big Set Wednesday, get a good song in your head, because it's like you're going out for a nice long jog. The main set can be progresses usually from 3,000 to 6,000. It's even progressed for some kids who are at the higher national team level, etc. They've done 8,000. The strict milers, their best event. They've gone that far. We don't venture there too much, but every once in a while we play with that. An example of this would be basically an old school ladder. They go 200, 100, 300 kick on 120. I don't care how fast they go. I just want them to swim with great technique. Then they do a 200 of free IM by 100 IM. Instead of doing butterfly, they do freestyle on it. Again, on 120. And then we'll throw in, just to keep them fresh, and honestly, so I can talk to them more, because I'm a little ADD, and I like to chat with the kids. 825s of variable sprints on 45. That's what the first one is a 15 blast. The second one is a 15 finisher. Number 3 is easy, pretty imperfect, and number 4 is all fast. So they'll do that. And then they progress to 400, 400, same as we did up here, same base. So you're talking 240 and for the 200s. Then we go a set of variable sprints, a backstroke, then up the ladder to 600, okay, on 120, so 8 minutes is your interval. And on Big Set Wednesday, I oftentimes don't even bring a stopwatch out on the deck. I'm not too concerned about it, of how fast they're swimming. I just kind of watch, correct some technique. That's the time I take to correct technique, yank them out of the pool, ask them how their day is, all that stuff. And then we go up to this particular set. We went up to 800 and 800 with 825s of freestyle variable sprints at the end. So I think this is like 4,800. So this would be an example as we're going on up. Lots of ladders with some short stuff thrown in there. We'll throw some fins on as the distances get longer and longer. We'll throw some fins on in there. But I want this to be kind of like a nice long job. So that's kind of a little bit of a 3-day cycle that we go through. Through a bunch of trial and error, kind of stumbled upon it, and I really love the results we've gotten over the past probably 10 years of doing this. So I'm a big, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, or no. Yeah, if it ain't broke, yeah, don't mess with it. But I think that's really important. And the kid, I do think that the kids develop a bit of a comfort and focus zone relative to, okay, I know on Monday I'm doing this, I know on Tuesday I'm doing this, I know on Wednesday I'm doing that. And then we kind of repeat a similar cycle for the rest of the week. So,
man, that's fantastic stuff. We really appreciate your time today. And how can people get a hold of you if they're interested in learning more?
Sure thing. The Flack at BaylorSchool.org. I'm on Facebook as, I think I'm Coach Flack. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. But the main one is dflack at BaylorSchool.org. Happy to send you some samples, etc. But hope this helped you, and best of luck with your season. Best of luck in these crazy times to get the pool space you need. But don't be afraid to play with different stuff. The athletes are resilient. They'll swim fast. All right?
Coach Dan Flack, thanks for participating in Main Set Monday. We appreciate your time. Good luck to the Baylor School and Baylor Swim Club this year.
Thank you, Mike. Always a pleasure. Thanks.